I'm Arbs here. Welcome to Intellivision Sunday. And if you haven't been along for the ride, we're getting towards the end of getting the video mod installed. Gamer Ghost Dad has been diligently working on finishing up my Sears Video Arcade 2, also known as an Intellivision, and getting the new mod in place. So let's turn things over to Ghost Gamer Dad and let him take the wheel.
Hello everyone, welcome to Gamer Ghost. I'm your Gamer Ghost Dad, and we're continuing down our journey with Marlsman on updating his Sears Super Video Arcade to be the ultimate system, getting it all cleaned up, upgrading everything. And today I just want to walk through the process of reassembling the controllers. So we have a little assembly line going on here. So the first thing I'm going to do is take one of the controller cables. We're going to just do everything in reverse order that we've done before this. Our pins look good, and the first thing we're going to do is gently press controller into those little plastic circles, and then we could take our controller and we can insert it into the strain relief all the way down. So you can see we've got this inserted in and the strain relief is here. Now we can look at adding the controller item. Look how nice and clean those are from the work we did. So these need to be folded over like this, and we're just going to insert them into the top. This piece is going to make contact with the pins. Now we need to add our controller bases, our numpads. You'll want to take the numpad itself and then the plastic sheet that was underneath it, and place that directly on top, aligned with the buttons. And you can kind of see how this best goes. There's a little plastic hole here that you can put everything to. There's also one at the bottom down below, so that's how you can make sure everything is aligned. Now this one I like to hold everything down, and I'm going to take one of my button inserts. That opening will go down as you insert everything in. All the way down, and that'll hold everything together on this side. And do the same on this one. Here's my opening. Insert's really nice. Okay. And that kind of holds everything together. Next, we need to get the disc all set up. So I'm going to start with this round circle that I told you is easy to miss and not to lose. Grab that, and you're going to lift the first layer up, and you're going to place that right there. Now we're ready to set the spring. We're ready to set the disc kind of on top, and you can push it down and go into that little gap where everything is at. Let off very gently, and now we can put a cover on top. Just hold everything down together. One thing I'm noticing here is my strain relief is not in the correct spot. Alright, so now I'll flip this upside down, and I'm going to get my screws. Four screws. Alright, this controller is ready to go, ready to test and run. Looks really nice. I'm really happy how this turned out. Let's do the next one. So same as before, we're going to take our wire. You see the two dots. We're just going to push into those two dots. And then we're going to do our strain relief. And we just want to make sure that our wires, that one went in much better. Okay, now we have time for our buttons. I will say that this was probably not the best way to do controllers. Okay, we're going to get our covers, put them on, align everything to the dots. Now I can put my buttons in. Sure they're both sticking out. And again, look for the opening. Slide everything down. Alright. Now, the secret sauce. A little circle here. Lift the first layer. Put that down. Take our spring. Take our button. And then we're going to just layer on the cover on top of it. There we go. Turn it around. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to go diagonal here. Just make sure everything looks okay here. Second controller looks absolutely beautiful. They were pretty filthy, but now they're nice and clean. The buttons seem to work really well. We'll do a test soon. 2 controllers down, and now I'm just going to work on doing a quick little LED mod. I'm just going to take a connector lead, I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to use this side to solder to the board and this side to actually connect to the leads. So one of these will be ground, one will actually be the 5 volts. So just going to cut right there. There's my 2 wires. I'm going to go ahead and take my wire strippers, and I'm going to strip just a bit off. Looks great. Okay, let's take a look at the arcade here. Now, I looked at pictures to see how this was done. The place where the Super Arcade grabs its 5 volts is right here. And to get ground, I'm just going to go off of right here. The LED itself is going to be right here in between the power switch and the reset switch. So you see the reset switch, power switch, just right here. So in terms of distance, that should be maintainable enough to where you can pull that off if needed from the LED. In terms of the cover, I got a little excited and did this offhand, but what I did is I have a 3mm LED. I bought a LED mount. We'll see what color it is when we test it and turn it on. I think Marbles will like it. But put that mount in, drill the little hole, put the mount in, put the LED in, and this is where we're actually going to connect. So sorry that wasn't in frame. So there's the, you can see the LED kind of reflecting. There's a black LED mount. And get some solder. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of extra right here. And I'm going to add just a little bit of extra right here too. Alright. I'm going to tin my cables. I'm going to go ahead and attach. And 1. There's 2. Let's give it a test here. I started to try to connect the connectors and realized it's really difficult to do upside down. Like that, so what I'm going to do is just take some extended leads and just plug them in, and then what I'll do here, so you can actually see, so there's my black, that should be the short lead, and here's my positive 5 volts. And then what I'll have to do when I put this in is just make sure I arrange my cables to where they are well out of the way. Okay, let's do a test. Plugged in. There's our power switch. Yeah. Delicious purple. And it's not that blinding in person, but you can definitely see the purple. So Marbles Man will hopefully really love that. Cool. So really easy mod to do. Otherwise, you never know if this is really on or not. It's just, you can tell with the on-off switch going over here, but just visually, I have no idea if this is on. So now we do with the addition of the on-off switch. Okay, so I'm going to turn off my soldering iron so I don't have any more accidents here, or chance for accidents. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to loop these around. We are ready for final assembly, starting with reconnecting the LED. Gently let that slide into the cavity down below. Okay. Turn this puppy over, unplug it, and we're going to do our screws. So, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. At this point we have no spare screws, so we're doing something right. It's amazing the power that Sears had back in the day, where if you wanted to sell in television in Sears, you had to completely brand it as a Sears product. So, just pretty amazing that was had. Okay, and that should be all of our screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that the next thing that we will do is test all of the video connections. So let me prep for that a little bit here. Clean up my area, and one last little piece. There we go. And if you want to see the controllers there too, yeah, these turned out great. Here are the controllers. Just made to have everything go into this little cavity. The Intellivision 1 model was a model of cavities. Places to stick cables. The assumption that you would unplug it a lot. Just interesting time. So there is. There's our one controller. I don't know if the cavity is worth the trouble. But it serves its intended purpose. Alright. There it is. Modified, cleaned, ready to go. Move up a little bit so you can see. Much nicer than when it arrived, just in terms of cleanliness and color. So I'm going to stop the video and get everything lined up in terms of what we're going to use to test, and we'll go through the testing, and I'll show the testing on screen while we do it. So hang tight.